What's going on, man? What's going on? Y'all see me? We all about to see Russia send 400 troops to Venezuela. I'm gonna show some stuff, man. It kind of pissed me off when y'all see this, though. I want y'all to see this. Now, this is a CIA cop, man. This is CIA all over. Make sure I got y'all on this broadcasting loud and clear. This is, check it out now. Let me pause it. This man, pause, man. Pause. This man saying his speech, right? He's saying his speech, right? And look at the fear in his eyes. Look at the fear in his eyes at these Edomite devils, man. This is CIA. This is CIA doing. It's like JFK. This is like Martin Luther King. Just like Malcolm X, man. This is CIA. This is CIA all the way. Look at what he. Look at his. Look at the speech. He's trying to do a speech, man. Trying to do a speech. Regardless of what you think of this man, people, these Edomites call him a dictator. They call every brown, black president of these countries a dictator. But you never hear nobody talking about Putin and Trump and Obama was a dictator. It's always other countries. Babylon is going straight to hell, man. Look at that. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro was apparently the target of an assassination attempt.
Look at his face, man.
Here in front of troops.
Look at the fear he had.
Exploded in midair.
Don't be afraid, Maduro, of these Edomites, devils.
The second explosion happened.
Pray to the Most High Yah, destroy them. And Russia sent 400 troops. Keep watching them. But look at this, man.
Who launched the attack? But by reconstructing the events, we can get a clearer look at how it unfolded.
Look at the fear in his eyes. You see the fear?
Avenida Bolivar in Caracas. Maduro is hosting a ceremony honoring the National Guard. It's a demonstration of strength for his dictatorship, broadcast live on state TV.
His dictatorship. Look how they talk. Look at the Edomites always talk. I know it's late, man, but
Maduro and others nervously notice something above them. 2 minutes later, something suddenly interrupts him.
Ha llegado la hora de la recuperación económica y
look at that, man.
The state broadcast cuts to a soldier. But the same scene was captured by a different camera. In this clip, you can hear an explosion and see Maduro's bodyguards running to protect him. Around this area, cell phone video captured a drone exploding in midair. Above the military parade and within Maduro's sightlines. 2 blocks away, another drone is seen. It flies into an apartment building and crashes. It detonates 14 seconds after the first explosion. The sound can be heard at the ceremony grounds. And it sends the crowd fleeing.
Una explosión muy grande, eso parecía que había un terremoto. Los edificios de nosotros se estremecieron.
You can see a hole on the wall where the drone exploded. We analyzed the images of both drones. They are DJI M600 commercial drones. Each costs about $5,000. They can carry up to 13 pounds in a 3-mile radius. Here we see a likely camera and explosives attached. According to the Venezuelan authorities, the drones carried C4 plastic explosives. These are commonly used by military and law enforcement. They are moldable and usually triggered remotely. 7 soldiers were injured by the explosion at the parade.
Look at this man's face.
In the aftermath of the incident, authorities arrested 6 people and started to crack down on opposition lawmakers.
All right.
Ha llegado la hora de la recuperación económica.
Stop, brother. You saw your fear. Now, let's do this right here.
Welcome back again, everyone. It's Dina Kalmud here with CWW7 News. And for today's broadcast, we have a lot to talk about concerning Israel, Iran, Syria, France, the United States, Russia, and Venezuela. And in fact, I'd like to start with Venezuela first. It is being reported Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has stated that not a single invading soldier would set foot on the soil of his country. He said no one will enter Venezuela. No one. I assure you, not a single invading soldier, wherever he may come from. That I guarantee you as Commander-in-Chief. He also blamed the U.S. of plotting various schemes of foreign intervention in Venezuela, aided by the members of the National Assembly of the country, which are controlled by the opposition. Maduro affirmed that the West is conducting psychological warfare against Venezuela, the goal of which is carrying out a foreign military intervention campaign. Neither intervention, nor a coup, nor war will take place in Venezuela, he vowed. Meanwhile, the Washington Times is reporting that Russia is playing a high-stakes game in the mounting crisis in Venezuela, where President Maduro has been mortgaging part of the country's oil resources in exchange for financial and military support from Moscow. Russia has become one of Venezuela's strongest allies with economic ties, including crude oil loans.
Putin places 400 Russian military.
Moscow has emerged as one of Mr. Maduro's most vocal.
Putin places 400 Russian military contractors sent to Venezuela in support of Maduro. Woo! Ric Flair.
Defenders, and one of the biggest critics of the pressure campaign waged by Washington in a number of countries in Latin America. But the pressure grew on Monday as France, Germany, Britain, and 13 other European countries announced that they were withdrawing their recognition of Mr. Maduro and called for new national elections as soon as possible. The EU powers held off in joining the U.S. pressure campaign to see whether Venezuela would agree to the new elections. However, Russia shows no signs of abandoning Mr. Maduro. Mr. Putin has called Mr. Maduro to relay his support, and Russian officials reacted angrily to President Trump's suggestion on Sunday that U.S. military action was an option to resolve the crisis. Head of the Russian Foreign Ministry stated that the international without destructive meddling from beyond its borders. Meanwhile, the arrival of 400 Russian military contractors.
Gear it up!
President Trump's January recognition of the opposition triggered.
Look at those youngsters, ready for war. See, like he Asian me, right there. See him? Come on now.
Speculation that Moscow was reinforcing Mr. Maduro's personal security or even preparing his evacuation. But with Mr. Maduro defying calls to step down, the Russian mission may be more extensive than reported. Mr. Marulanda said the recent Russian arrivals are special forces who are being embedded among Venezuela's elite military units to better resist any U.S. intervention or internal coup against Mr. Maduro. The Venezuelan defense minister recently announced that he was inviting Russian combat pilots who fought in Syria's civil war to—
He's ready already. He pointed his gun.
With Venezuela's Air Force. The United States.
Like he pointed his gun at his own teammates.
States follows through in their threat in sending 5,000 troops to Colombia. You can guarantee that Russia will do the same thing. In addition—
Nicholas Maduro, look at him. He's sharp, man.
So hopefully none of this will happen.
That's a sharp brother.
Tensions are definitely boiling.
And look at this
Botox neck. But while we're on
I like him. He's to be honest.
From the Business Insider.
Woo!
And they are reporting that Russian media has threatened the United States.
Russia media threatens the United States with 100 megaton nuclear doomsday device after key arms treaty fails. Ric Flair. Woo! Russia ain't no joke, man. And the reason I say Gog and Magog is this. All this bullying shit America been doing has to stop. The Most High Yah is going to destroy them. The Most High Yah is going to destroy every enemy of his people that's been destroying his people. Everybody who had a hand in destroying his people, the Most High Yah is going to destroy them tenfold, easy, with his eyes closed. You can't fight God, man. This is World War III. Russia media threatens U.S. with 100 megaton nuclear doomsday device after key arms treaty fails, man. Edomites ain't hitting no crap, man.
States with 100 megaton nuclear doomsday device after the key arms treaty failed. Russia's military and state-sponsored media have reacted with a fire and fury of their own to the news that the U.S. will exit the INF Treaty. A BBC review of Russian newspapers, some state-owned and all adhering to state narratives or censored by the Kremlin, revealed some truly apocalyptic ideas. One arms control expert stated that if the Americans deploy their new missiles near Russia's border, and in response we deploy ours, then of course the risk of nuclear conflict rises sharply. If U.S. missiles are deployed in Poland or the Baltic states, they'll be able to reach Russia in minutes. In such an event, the way Russia currently conceives using nuclear weapons as a retaliatory strike becomes impossible, since there won't be time to work out which missiles have been launched against Russia, what their trajectory and their targets are. This is why there is now a temptation for both of us and for them to adopt the doctrine of preemptive strike. The expert stated that the INF Treaty's demise means...
Remember that when we was kids and we about to fight each other and there's a mediated guy in the middle saying the best man hit my hand, and you hit his hand, hit the other dude, y'all start fighting? Well, here it is. It's about to go down, man. And it's not going to be started I thought it's going to be started in Iran and Israel. It's going to go there now, but it's coming over here. After they fight and they're going to war right now in Syria, Iran, and Israel. But war is about to start right here in America. It's all these major cities like New York, like Manhattan and Atlanta, Chicago and Miami and Dallas and Houston, Texas, and LA especially. War is coming here. It's coming. It's in Revelations now.
Both the U.S. and Russia now have to consider nuking the other at the first sign of conflict, because missile attacks won't be as predictable as long-range salvos from the continental U.S. and Russia's mainland. However, the expert neglected to mention that U.S. and Russian nuclear submarines can already fire from almost anywhere at sea, already confusing targets and trajectories and taking minutes to reach Russian forces. Finally, it reports that Russia recently said it built one of the most insane nuclear weapons of all time in the form of an undersea torpedo with a 100 megaton nuclear warhead that's designed to be unstoppable against all missile defenses and create tsunami-sized waves, and a radioactive hellstorm that stomps out life on Earth for thousands of square miles for decades.
Here we go. The EMP is about to hit. They wasn't lying. They showed a commercial on doing the Super Bowl about that stuff. They showing you, right? Name the time to be single. Name the time to think, you don't need a man. You know who I'm talking about, Hebrew Israelite woman. You don't need a man. I don't need this. This is about to go down. Right? I said Miami and New York is going to get hit with a tsunami. All right? I said Miami and New York will get hit with a tsunami. God revealed that to me. It's coming. A big wave is coming on the East Coast, going to destroy them. And Russia might do it.
And RT News is reporting that in response to the U.S. suspending the INF Treaty, Russia is boosting its land-based missile development. Moscow wants hypersonic missiles of 500 kilometers plus range and a land-based version of the Caliber cruise missile ready by 2020. According to a plan earlier green-lighted by Russian President Putin, existing missiles will be modified, new ones created within 2 years' time. The steps are being taken as a response to the U.S. suspending its participation in the INF Treaty and aiming to withdraw completely in 6 months. Washington is actively working to create land-based missiles with a range of over 500 kilometers, which has caused Putin to order a mere response, stated the Defense Ministry. The INF treaty banned all land-based missiles with ranges between 500 and 5,500 kilometers. Russia's newest caliber cruise missile, with a range of over 15 kilometers, proved itself in strikes at terrorist targets during the Russian campaign in Syria. It is normally launched from submarines or surface vessels, but now, with the INF's constraints lifted, it can be moved to land. The defense minister stated that by using sea and air-based missiles on land, we can significantly cut down the new missile's building time and cost. He also said the range of land-based missile complexes that are currently in development will need to be increased as well. Meanwhile, dozens of Black Hawk helicopters descended on downtown Los Angeles Monday night.
Now listen to this.
While residents reported explosions and scrambled to find out if they were looking at a military invasion or a filmed shoot. The sinister flock of military birds hovered and zoomed through the high-rise canyons of downtown, accompanied by strange explosions and military maneuvers.
Urban
and zero
warfare.
Explanation from
What?
the authorities as to what was going on for
Martial
what
law.
might have seemed like hours. One helicopter actually landed on Wilshire Boulevard in downtown Los Angeles, and explosions were heard all over the city. The LA Police Department belatedly assuring the citizens that it was only a drill, explaining members of the U.S. Army had cleared the military training with local police and officials. They also stated that the purpose of the training is to enhance soldier skills by operating in various urban environments and settings, stressing that safety precautions were in place to prevent.
So why are they doing this? Why are they practicing in a damn major city like Los Angeles? It don't even sound right. They have dumbed us down so damn much that they can tell us any damn thing and we believe it. It's like going to my backyard, throwing grenades, talking about, don't worry about it, we just practicing. In my yard? Are y'all crazy? What? And we believe that foolishness. It's bad.
Necessary risk to both participants and or area residents and property, while local news reportedly called the operation an unannounced exercise to keep the troops sharp. Citizens in close proximity to the areas where the training will take place will be notified prior to the training. Yet apparently they didn't notify everyone, as locals took to Twitter in varying states of terror to try to find out what was happening. While everyone was looking at the helicopters, a P-8A Poseidon circled the city for hours. The high-powered surveillance craft known as a submarine, which reportedly involved special forces, will continue through Saturday. While the choice of downtown Los Angeles is supposed to simulate urban environments the service members may encounter when deployed overseas, more than a few worried they were training for a mission closer to home. It definitely seems that we're entering stage 2 of a new Cold War, with all eyes on the United States and Russia. However, France is not far behind. It is being reported by Reuters, as well as many other sources, that France has participated in their own nuclear exercises. France has carried out a nuclear deterrence strike amid fears of an arms race after President Trump pulled the U.S. out of the missile pact with Russia. The French military tested its nuclear capability in an 11-hour mission, using a Rafale warplane and firing a real missile without its nuclear warhead. France spends some $3.5 billion per year on maintaining its 300-strong nuclear weapons stock.
And you notice how all these European countries got nuclear weapons and they don't want nobody that black and brown don't have anything. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because God is our shield. He's our fighter. They think they geared up to fight God, honestly, the Most High. They about to fight it's about to go down. China just said that they are gearing up for 2019 for war, period. They're doing jump rope push-ups, dips, squats, lunges. Them Chinese soldiers is ready. And look at France. They can, they doing, exercises, with nuclear weapons. They are about to have, and it's so many distractions with the Super Bowl. Nobody watched it, by the way. It's like, it's the lowest rating since 2008. Nobody watched Super Bowl. I went to the park and work out. I'm not paying attention to R. Kelly, Super Bowl, television months. No distraction, because it's about to pop. It's about to pop off. All these distractions it's about to pop off. So Just be careful, man, and be aware of your surroundings, man, because it's about to go down. And I don't care if you in College Park, Georgia, Brooklyn, New York, Los Angeles, Texas, Dallas, Houston, Texas, whatever, Miami, Tampa, Florida, Charlotte, Nashville, Chicago, Detroit, DC, Maryland, Virginia, Philly. I don't care where you at, Nebraska, Utah, North Dakota, they comment. It's about to be war.
Launched from planes and submarines. The French Air Force spokesman stated that these real strikes are scheduled in the life of the weapon system. They are carried out at fairly regular intervals, but remain rare because the real missile, without its warhead, is fired. It did not state when the test was carried out, and officials declined to say how often they take place. Paris is also concerned over North Korea's weapons program and Iran's ballistic missile capabilities. And speaking of North Korea, it is being reported across several different sources that North Korea is reportedly taking steps to safeguard its nuclear and ballistic capabilities from being destroyed before a planned second summit with President Trump and Kim Jong-un. The U.S. Special Envoy for North Korea is slated to meet with its North Korean counterpart on Wednesday to prepare for Trump's second summit with Kim. Trump stated that the second summit is set with Kim, but provided no further details. At a second Trump-Kim summit, some experts say North Korea is likely to seek to trade the destruction of its main nuclear complex for a U.S. promise to formally declare the end of the 1950-53 Korean War, open an office in North Korea, and allow the North to resume some lucrative economic projects with South Korea. However, UN monitors said in a confidential report to the UN Security Council Sanctions Committee that they have found evidence of a consistent trend on the part of the DPRK to disperse its assembly, storage, and testing locations. The North Korean mission to the United Nations did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the report, which was submitted to Security Council members.
All right, we ain't gonna go no more. This is the video. It's we get the point, right? We all know it's about to go down. Period. Ain't no if, ands, buts about it. It's about to go down. That stuff they tried with Venezuela, that was the last straw, man. No more, no more. These CIA boys, devils. Look at this. 666 views. That's the devil right there in itself. The devil all over the damn place, right? It's about to go down. The CIA had their hand in JFK. They had their hand in Jim Jones when he took those people down there in Guyana, I think Guyana. And they drank the Kool-Aid. But they didn't drink no Kool-Aid. They injected them with a shot. The CIA is a agency that was formed and created out of the Catholic Church. That was a CIA, and you see how that bomb, that drone went off? It seemed like the USA is losing their touch with their involvement of trying to assassinate somebody. It's like God is making them like rookies right now. You notice how that second drone just hit the damn building? Like, remember the greatest American hero back in the 80s when he run to the building and he fall and crash? He can't even fly right. He just fly. I forgot what that theme song was, man. But that was one of my show back in the day. And that drone went into that building, right? The second one, like a clumsy clown. And it went off. But these are rookies, man. God making these people look like rookies now. What happened to America Touch? What happened to Babylon Touch? You're losing your touch, buddy. You're losing your touch. Look, man, stay prayed up. If you're a Gentile and you know the truth about who the true Hebrew Israelites in the Bible and who God's true people is, you know the truth, then you good with me. All right. All right, let's love each other, man. Things about to go down. We live in the revelations. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. Period. All right. Period. It's about to go down. Period, man. All right. It's about to happen, man. It's about to happen. So, I'm also a writer. Like I said, you know, I say again, I write books. I put my books on my. I got a comedy book called Out of Work, 2 children's book, Danny the Grumpy Dog, and Lost Over the Bridge, and I got a health book because I'm a personal trainer for like 20 years. I train myself now, but I got a little health book I wrote. And that's the link. I'll put a link down in my description box. But if you don't know this lady, her name is Dina Amelia Clementa. Dina, this is her right here. Dina Amelia Clementa, whatever. Follow her, man. She's good. She's a Gentile, but she's good, man. She be on top of it. I also got apps for people who are looking for work to make some money. It's not my app, but I use them, called Field Nation and the Work Market app. It can put money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Work market give you, you know, jobs to do. You know what I'm saying? I do IT. I do hardware. So there's a lot of IT stuff on Field Nation and Work Market app. I got both of the links for those apps. So people who need a job. I know you're married, you got kids, your wife might be in your ear saying, I wish this Negro get a job. I wish he hurry up and get, you know, work somewhere. You know how they look at you side eye when you ain't working, or when you ain't making enough money. You know, some of them do, quite a few of them do. But I put a link down there called the Work Market app and the Field Nation app, and download it. Put your information on there. You know, start getting jobs, man. I know for Work Market it costs like $40 to get your background check, but you get more jobs back. I still had to get my background check. But it's $40 out your pocket, but you can get money, man. You're gonna make money, trust me. You're gonna make some side money, you know, until you get, you know, back on your feet. You know what I'm saying? We have to start being entrepreneurs anyway, because these jobs ain't promised. You know what I'm saying? You just saw the government is gonna shut down again. Period. It's coming. I don't know what this clown said, the State of the Union, but the shit is coming. All right. All right. On that note, this is Wake Up Israel News with Chris Judah. See you next time. Shalom.